and welcome back to SFeatleyTV. We're back for another episode of the Checkered Flag Show. So we're gonna quickly go through and we're gonna go through and what am I gonna do? We're gonna go through this week's news. So make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, right? Just do something. So you just gotta do this. Right, go on. Right, we're back to do the news of this week. So, Beatroid, hello, mate. How are you? I'm doing okay, mate. Links in the chat if you do want. This is obviously for the F1, so make sure you're doing that right now. We're gonna go back to the news. Let's have a look. Let me have a look. F1 news. Let's have a look. We need to look at let me have a look. I need to look at our sorry, I need to have a look at the latest news and to go fallout from yesterday. We're going to look at the main topics of this, which is the main topics was about something that first of all something that Total Wolf said, which was quite alarming actually. It's quite alarming. Let me have a look. Let me think. What am I gonna think? 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 Yeah, Total Wolf. What did he say? Sorry. Total Wolf. Need to. Total Wolf. on Mercedes 2021 car. Yeah, right. This is quite alarming, actually, and this could prove very, very decisive for the battle. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and make sure you check out our usual co-hosts for this, which is DNF1 Podcast. He'll be back later June, so make sure you go to that. But yeah, Toto Wolff has said the world champions plan to introduce only tiny tweaks to their 2021 car over the rest of the season, and they are not working flat out. And they are working flat out on next year's big rule changes. The reigning seven-time double champions lead this year's standings, and again, but appear to be blocked in a season-long fight to retain their crowns after Red Bull against Red Bull after head-to-head duels at all four races so far. But with the spectre of one of the biggest technical overhauls for decades looming in 2022, Wolff has signalled Mercedes will largely now work with what they have on the current W12 rather than continue to chase incremental developmental improvement deeper into the schedule of the 23 race campaign. Basically, further big developments. So we are obviously churning along and trying to bring tiny tweaks to the car and trying to understand the car and the tyres. But we are flat out in 2022. There will be tiny tweaks to the W12 that will be coming, but I think it's more understanding on the concept of this year's car, and it's where we are looking for lap time gain. Red Bull, determined to wrestle the championship titles away from Mercedes for the first time in the current turbo hybrid era, have brought forward aerodynamic updates of the RB16. They brought forward for the Monaco Grand Prix, so they're focused on trying to beat Mercedes, while Mercedes are looking more towards 2022. Wolff believes Mercedes' approach can pay off. There is more untapped inherent potential in the W12's chassis and power to find. We are confident that we can fight for it. Whose team have won 3 of races. Red Bull's won so far, so it's still 3-2 in the fight. So this championship is going to go to very long, and we believe that there is lap time left in our car, in our power unit, and in understanding the setup rather than adding 10th or 2 in downforce. Next year's rule changes are going to be there for many years, and if you start with a disadvantage going in, that's going to obviously bite you not only next year but in the years to come. All teams are having to balance the challenge of trying be as competitive as possible this season, whilst ensuring that they are not left behind the start of 2022 when the new regulations arrive. Especially as there's not many changes you can do next year. There's more standardized parts coming to the car, so you can't make massive. Hello, Miss Mel, working but left a like. Good luck for you, stream legend. Thanks, Mel. Right, and good luck with your new job. I'm so glad to hear you got a new job. If they don't do big upgrades, I doubt they'll win the championship, to be honest. Yeah, but this is the problem, and this is what the budget caps do. The budget caps are there to stop them becoming to be dominated in the battle in next year's. Not they have to decide. They haven't got the resources now. They haven't got the money to be able to pump money into this year's car and next year's car without breaking the rules. So they need to work within their limits. So they are now focusing their focus on 2022. But Wolff also said that Bottas' failed pit stop was Bottas' fault. I'll have to look into that though. It could be, might be clipped the barrier. He's clipped the barrier at some point during the lap. That could explain it. Bottas. Pit stop. Toto Wolff. Right. Here we go. So he reveals he's slightly to blame for the Monaco retirement. Right, let's have a look. The Finnish driver had been enjoying a fine weekend, with him promoted to second after qualifying third thanks to Leclerc's pre-race retirement. And he was looking to try and take the fight to Max Verstappen after the first set of pit stops. However, that is where his race unravelled, and as a jammed wheel nut could not be removed during the tyre change, as it became fixed fast with the wheel gun unable to budge it. If Bottas didn't have that bad luck, he had no luck at all. And on a weekend where he could have at least closed the gap to his teammate Hamilton in the standings, he ended up losing further ground in the championship fight. It's a cool way to see his race taken away again. But Toto Wolff feels he has to take slightly a bit of the blame, as he didn't quite stop on his marks for his pit crew to then set about working on his car in the right position. Valtteri, the Mercedes chief explained, Valtteri stopped a little too early, right? And as suggested, the Finn had pulled up slightly short of his marks. This meant that the mechanic had to apply the impact of the wheel wrench at an angle. The awkward angle damaged the wheel nut, and we couldn't bring it down. Ultimately, it was a few slight errors from those involved that led to their race being pole axed, and all they can do is learn from it and try and move on. Bottas has a massive scrape to get back into the title fight now too, and we'll just have to wait and see how he responds. I can see where he's coming from there, because like, if I get where he's coming from, because if you stop on awkward angle with the torque of those guns, it can easily damage the wheel nut. Right, the torque on them things are mad. So I get his point on that. So I mean, all in all, it's not saying he's completely all to blame. So other news: Michael Schumacher, rare footage of the F1 driver to be shown in a new documentary. The documentary focuses on the life and career of Formula 1 legend Michael Schumacher is set to be broadcast later this year. The film was due to be aired December last year, but was delayed due to the coronavirus pandemic. The production of the film began in May 2019. It has been backed by the Schumacher family, who have provided private recordings to the filmmakers, and will feature interviews with the 52-year-old's wife, Karina, as well as other family members. The German's health has been strictly guarded since suffering a serious brain injury in a skiing accident in 2013. He was placed in a medically induced coma for 6 months, so he is out of a coma, right? Before returning before returning to his home in Geneva, Switzerland, to continue his recovery. The Daily Mail says that the film will provide a rare insight to the Formula One fans, on his health battle, explaining what fans should expect from the documentary. By Schumacher's family spokesman Sabine Kem said the film will portray Michael's incomparable career, but also many facets of a complex man. The merciless and daring F1 driver, the ambitious athlete, the accomplished mechanic with a unique technical flair, the reliable team player, and a loving family man. I don't really want to see that then. I was always I was a mad Schumacher fan, so I'd love to see that. Love to see that happen. Just another little bit of news also regarding the W Series. Now, people don't know what the W Series is. W Series is the women's F1, is the women's Formula Series that's under Formula One, and it's been started by Toto Wolff's other half, wife, Susie Wolff, and it's to help get women drivers into Formula One. The start of the 2021 W Series is just weeks away now, and the drivers are ready to get behind the wheel in Austria when their opener gets underway at the Red Bull Ring. So when is that? So when is that Grand Prix? So reigning world champion Jamie Chadwick will be one to beat this year as she vies to win back-to-back series, but the level of talent competing against her poses a huge threat on her title. One driver pushing close on the Britain's crown is Spaniard's Marta Garcia, who is eager to make her mark on the women's motorsport. Wow. So hopefully then with that amount of talent we can actually see one get into Formula One. That'd be great to see, wouldn't it? Right, and finally get a women driver in Formula One. You support Mercedes, right? Yeah, I do. I'm a massive Hamilton fan. I've put the link in the chat if anyone does want to come on. So just going to quickly through some of these news. This is going to be very quick, to be honest. I'm quite tired from yesterday, so I've got a stream at 9 as well. So I've got a stream at 9. So if you guys want to tune into that, please do. Right. What was I going into? So Red Bull could be looking like they could get the advantage here if they're still developing their car, which it looks like they're doing. They have massive upgrades during the weekend, and all to help improve the downforce of the car for Monaco, which proved to work to an extent. Obviously, they would have been beaten by Leclerc, but unfortunately, Leclerc had that accident. And Ferrari had come out and said that the accident had nothing to do with his problem. They didn't know that the damage to the damage to the gearbox had anything to do with the crash. Bollocks, right? It had everything to do with the crash. You break the gearbox with crashes like that. Simple as that. It's very funny how he got straight in the car after not touching it. He then got in the car and it suddenly didn't work. You ain't touched it, so what else could go wrong? So yeah, it's the drive shaft broke because of the accident. Right, I don't care what they say. So just gonna bring up some more F1 news here. There's always F1 news floating around. Surprisingly, there's still that controversy of the flexi wings debate. Over the flexi wings debate. Over the flexi wings debate is that these things are going to get more structurally sound. You won't see them flex anymore when it gets to France. So they're allowed to flex until France, and then they've got to make them more structurally and stable. Otherwise, penalties will be issued at this. And Christian Horner has come out and said that the intense rivalry Red Bull chief Horner stated that. Well, no, Mercedes boss said the intense rivalry with Red Bull chief Horner is just what the doctor ordered. It's exactly what the doctor ordered, because now all of a sudden you've got like the controversy with the flexi wings. You've got controversy with that system last season, right? But with this title race so close, they'll be looking at anything that they develop and questioning anything they develop. It's as simple as that, and it's gonna continue all the way through the season. You're gonna see more spillages of like, it would have it had taken a, what am I trying to say? Fucking hell. It's gonna have more of these sort of accusations and things over time. And apparently the pit stop with Bottas would have lasted another 43 hours. Right. And it ended up being 43 hours long. The front wheel could not be removed for another 2 days later. So, yeah. Mad. Just that little error of positioning can cause so much. Norris says suggestion that he waved sarcastically to Ricardo in Monaco is absolute crap, basically. It was tough to watch on lap 52 Monaco Grand Prix as Daniel Ricciardo, winner in the Principality 3 years previously, was lapped by his McLaren teammate Lando Norris. But Norris has rubbished the rumours that a wave he gave to Ricciardo as he passed him, his teammate, had been sarcastic, calling such claims nonsense. Norris enjoyed a clear pace advantage over two-time Monaco pole sitter Ricciardo across the whole weekend in Monte Carlo, with Norris finishing third as Ricciardo could only manage 12. The pair's pace difference could be explained by McLaren team boss Andres Seidl, as Ricciardo being forced to use a not natural driving style in the McLaren in the MCL 35M. The upshot was that on lap 52, Ricciardo was forced to move aside on the run-up to Massenet as he was lapped by Norris en route to his podium finish, with Norris acknowledging the action by waving his hand as he passed the Australian. But Norris issued a stern rebuttal to the claims that his suggestion to his teammate had been intended as derogatory. Wow. So yeah. Yeah, I think that's crap. That's just that's the media trying to stir it up, because what the media is, they're realizing that there's no fucking major spouts between anyone at the minute. So there's no like major arguments or anything, or controversies or anything. So yeah, it's utter crap. It's just them trying to make up a load of rubbish. So so Lewis Hamilton has warned that neither he or Norman Mercedes can afford another weekend like the Monaco Grand Prix, as the title battle between him himself and Max Verstappen is so tough this season. The first four Grand Prix of the year saw wheel-to-wheel battles between Hamilton and Verstappen, and the former emerged 14 points ahead in the driver's standings. However, after Hamilton finished 7th in Monaco and left frustrated by Mercedes' strategy call, Verstappen has turned the tables and now leads the driver's championship by 4 points. There's a long, long way to go, said the Hamilton. We can't afford another weekend like this, but I'm grateful I finished and got some points. Fastest lap, every point you can get on a bad weekend like this can hopefully count towards something at the end. So I'm glad that the race is over, and it was the longest race. As it was the longest race, it was so long. I've said it time and time again. Doesn't matter what position you're in, the track is not fun to race on. Can't overtake. Of course, it's great winning, but even when you're winning and far ahead, it's also boring. I'm sure for Max, it was a pretty chilled afternoon for him. For me, I'll switch off. Weekend's done. I probably won't rewatch the race. I might watch the highlights to get an understanding of where I lost potentially 3 places, for example. Otherwise, put my focus on something else. Luckily, I have lots of other things I'll do, so to try and turn towards something else. Hamilton has featured in some extremely close title battles in the past, losing out to a point to Kimi in his debut season, winning by his maiden triumph in 2008, and losing out by 5 points in 2016. When he was asked whether 2021 is the closest title battle he's faced, he was when he was asked on whether the 20 he faced was perhaps to be expected. No, he replied. So yeah, it could. Also, I want to mention about George Russell. Here we go. Well, I don't. The competition. Damn. The clerk said it was his rear left tire, not the gearbox. Very dodgy. Timo Verney has the same match. This is not an F1. This is not a football stream. Crazy how people want to start drama out of nothing. Yeah, of course they do. I mean, there's nothing there, so they want to try and create a story, right, and try and cause a beef between drivers, and it's just stupid. And also Hamilton has also come out and stated that I'm often grateful for crappy days, says Hamilton, as he vows that Mercedes will learn from Monaco. Mercedes have long said that the days they lose are the days they learn the most. Lewis Hamilton reiterated that mindset after the Silver Arrows' difficult weekend in Monaco, when they surrendered the lead to Max Verstappen and Red Bull in the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship, respectively. Monaco 2021 heralded Hamilton's worst Monaco finish since 2017, and given Valtteri Bottas' retirement from Mercedes, worst finish since 2011, when Michael Schumacher retired from the race and Nico Rosberg finished 11th. But rather than feel down about things, Hamilton said that the team will use that disappointment as a motivation to recover. I'm often grateful for the crappy days like this, as it is the days like this that when you learn the most. If you're winning all the time, you learn less. There's a lot to learn from this weekend, and we don't have all the answers, but it will force us to have to go and search for them. There won't be silence between now and the next race. We will have meetings just so we were clear on what happened, where we went, and what things we want to do. The reasons why we have all the championships we have is we made plenty of mistakes, but we always came back stronger and we learned from them. Hamilton was incensed what he perceived to be a backfiring strategy call, which left him 7th in the last race, while Bottas, baffled by the pit stop after his wheel stuck to the car all the way back to the team's HQ. But the reigning world champion explained that no individuals would bear the blame for the team's mistake. We don't like to kick each other when we are down. I think there's no finger pointing, so no one individual that takes the blame. We will win and lose as a team, and we've got to have very open and honest discussions, and it's not personal. It's like, hey man, this should have been better. This should have been better, but why didn't we do this? We all take everything on board. It's a constructive discussions, and if there's any constructive criticism, we take it on board. Then we huddle up, do the work, get on the call. He concluded. The Silver Arrows took a 1-2 in Azerbaijan, but they've had their own drama before at Baku, with Bottas losing a likely win in 2018 thanks to a puncher, while Hamilton and Vettel had their own infamous coming together behind the safety car in 2017. So you never know what could happen. Latifi also said he had ended up dehydrated after the Monaco Grand Prix because he forgot to connect his drinks tube in Monaco, because they have a drinks tube that they have which they push a button for to drink, and they forgot to do that. So he didn't really get a drink during that race, which is bad, because I need a drink to stay sitting when I'm sitting down watching it, let alone do that. But in the other term, it's all just fallout. My debate would be is this whole debate about Mercedes looking to 2022. I'm worried as an F1 fan, as a Mercedes fan, because Mercedes are I am seriously worried that Mercedes are I fear that they might lose. They might fall further behind, and because it's very level at the minute, so I don't want them falling behind, because they've decided we're gonna that we're gonna end up falling behind Red Bull. But we'll wait and see what Baku brings. Hamilton has played down Baku already. I don't think that you can really play down Baku. He's won there before, but Bottas won there last season. They were very comfortable last season on their pace. I don't think it'll be the same as Monaco, to be honest. I think they'll be able to find pace in the car. The final set is definitely all Mercedes. It's all power. So for me, like Baku, it's they say it's a street circuit, but it's not like Monaco at all. There's places to overtake as well, so I'm not too worried about Baku in a sense. So I think what I do notice is with with Hamilton, whenever he's had a bad weekend like this, he's gone out and smashed it next race. So I would, if I was Max Verstappen, I'd be very careful next race because Hamilton and Mercedes will be out to prove a point, and they usually do in the next race when they've had a bad weekend. Like in Canada, after the race in Monaco, where he finished 7th again after qualifying 14th on the grid, and he smashed it. He smashed qualifying, got fastest lap, smashed pole position, right? Absolutely walloped the field, to be honest. And he was miles ahead in front. So was Bottas. Right? Azerbaijan has the longest straight. It will be an interesting race. It will definitely be an interesting race. I mean, it's like that long straight is just long. It's so about 20 seconds long. So long. But the whole last sector. So yeah, I'm quite hopeful for Baku, and then we've got France. That's always been a Mercedes dominated circuit ever since it came back on the calendar. Right, it's been ever since it's come back on the calendar. It's won by Hamilton, actually. France, Austria, we don't know because Red Bull have won there before, and that's 2 races there now as well. But then the last race, Hamilton dominated the last race in Steinmark, where it was the Syrian Grand Prix. Then we've got Britain. Well, that's Hamilton all over, right? And yeah, then I think there's Hungary, I believe. Or I could be wrong. I haven't looked at the calendar. So yeah, I'm gonna give my predictions for the next. I'm just gonna have a look and see where Hamilton can look and try and recover and gain back the points. So I do think next race he can do it. So obviously next week, and Vettel top 5 again. Could do. He's not done too badly there, but he did screw up in 2018. Let's have a look at the schedule. It's been really, really good. This race, I really look forward to this race. It's a mad race usually. So yeah, we'll be doing live watch-alongs for practice 1, 2, 3, qualifying and race because there's not much else to do. We've got then France after this Grand Prix because Canada's cancelled, isn't it? Yeah, sorry. Then Austria again, but first it's the Steinmark Grand Prix, then the Austrian Grand Prix, then Great Britain, which I think is all over, Hamilton all over. Hungary, I think that'll be a very Red Bull dominated circuit. Belgium, I expect Hamilton with the power aspect of it. Unknown what Netherlands could bring, and I'm sure Verstappen will be up to try and win that. Then it goes to the Italian Grand Prix. So I think he'll be able to recover that easily in Baku, but we'll see how it goes because, I mean, you can never tell with Baku. Baku just throws up so many surprises in the past, and that's what I love about it. It's what we love about F1 racing when it's like that. It's a surprise. You don't know what's going to come. So I feel for me is that this race will be so difficult to work out to who's going to actually gain the benefit of the doubt, who's actually going to gain the benefits of Baku. So it could be Red Bull in the second sector, sorry, but the first and third sectors are more about power. So there's more Mercedes power units. We don't know. So I don't think Ferrari. You're not going to see Ferrari do the same again. Let's get this right. They're not going to do the same again, like that they did in Monaco. Monaco was quite unique because they didn't have the power aspect to worry about. Bargav, they don't have the power, right? They don't have the power, Bargav. They don't, right? They don't have the power unit to be able to do the first and third sector. The only reason it worked in Monaco is because they had a short base wheelbase car that was good and tight in tight grippy circuits like Monaco, but it cannot do like the fast flowing corners and power circuits like maybe a Hungary, maybe a Spa. It can't do it. So it's more. It's better. It's only because Monaco is so short and it's so less. It's so not power based that it's to fucking Ferrari a lot better than most other circuits. So that's the only reason Ferrari was strong. So I don't expect them to be top at the top of the timesheets. They'll probably be up there fighting Norris and Ricciardo for fourth and fifth, but they won't be doing top three. They won't be doing top three or top four again. That's my betting. And Perez needs to start getting involved again. Luckily, Hamilton had a really poor session in qualifying, which put him further behind Perez. No, we put them in front of Perez, but then Perez managed to gain places. But he needs to start picking that up. He can't rely on the strategy to bail him out every time, because if Hamilton's leading and Verstappen second and he's seventh, by the time he gets to the first pit stops, every time we've seen it, he's 20 odd seconds behind already. So he needs to start pulling that time out in qualifying if he's going to help his teammate. We all know it's been set up, that Red Bull, for Verstappen to go challenge for championship. Right, we all know this. It's not really fair for freaking Perez to have a try, is it? No. But, like, we all know that in the end, he's got to start putting a lap time out. Otherwise, he's never going to do it. You never know what strategies not that Ferrari can put out. The Ferrari I don't feel will have the genuine pace like they did last time. The only reason it suited the last time out is because the circuit that really suited their car. So they don't have the lap time this time to be able to pull it out. So, but we'll wait and see. I mean, we'll wait and see what happens. And my main worry is what Total Wolf is saying about the 2022. If there's real performance to find from the W12, I hope they find it bloody soon, right? As well as making little tweaks. But I feel they do need at least one major upgrade package, at least. But maybe they'll change their mind and actually put some investment into this season. I don't know whether they will or not, but we'll have to wait and find out. I mean, it is worrying. It is worrying, but yeah. Anyway, so we'll have to wrap it up there. Do smash that like button if you are new. Do hit that subscribe button if you are new. Hit that like button if you're new. Do hit that subscribe button if you are new, please. We're on our way to 1.5k. Please do smash that like button. Share the stream as well. Share the content, F1 content. We're trying to get an F1 community built up. So please do help us with that. Be really, really grateful if you do it. But we'll be back at 9 p.m. tonight. Football's greatest rivalries: Manchester United versus Liverpool. Right, Manchester United versus Liverpool. Right, the two cities, right, of the two biggest clubs. Fuck Man City, right? But yeah, see you in the next Team Tight Show, right? But until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we will see you soon. Bye bye.